It is time for the 5th Gatorade Cup Series Chase race of the final season as we head to the Talladega Superspeedway in Alabama for the Gander Outdoors 500. Always one of the crazier racetracks in the Gatorade Cup Series in the past, and this one being near the midpoint of the chase, it's going to be no different as drivers try and run down Derek Hamill to claim that points lead from the dominant driver of the first 4 chase races. On the front row, Riley Sampson in the 16 and Barrett Longwell in the 62, two non-chasers lead us to the green flag. Then in third place we have Jordan Stout, Keyshawn Richardson in 4th, and Marshall Burbounds at the top 5 in the 21. Then in 6th place we have Bronson Minnick, 7th for Justin Zeidel, Andrew Miller will start in 8th, 9th place to Ross McWorld, and his teammate Levi Shones completes the top 10 in the 4. Then our highest starting chasers on the next row, Evan Hunter and Griffin Lynn on row number 6. Then we have Jose Mills and Malachi Rodriguez in the 3, with the 24 Jonathan Beeford and chaser Code Luigi in the 54. Then there's Chris Jericho the 18 and Noah Clifton the 00, with Jay Verno the 53 and his teammate Fitzwater to the outside. Then we have Eli Bright the 88 with Riley Spurleytube in the 8. Then there's Bibby Ruiz and Brandon Beal, with Derek Hamill the points leader entering this race, who's outside another chaser and driver trying to run him down the points, Max Anderson. Then there's Zach DeLello and Antonin Charlebois in the 96, with the 41 of Keegan Thompson and Ryan Wilson in the 32. Then there's Jeff Bright and Jake Galloway, with the 13 Diego Yepes and Conrad Evans in the 95. Then we have Laura Chung and Max Rossi, with the 48 Anthony Hernandez and the 77 Anderson Reed. Then there's TJ Hanley and Sebastian Kukulan, and in the final row, second in the points, Matt Oskin starts 41st, and back in 42nd, Luke Rainey in car number 2. So there's the 42-car field for the 5th chase race of the Gatorade Cup Series season. Let's go on tracks that fire these 42 engines up for 29 laps at Talladega.
Drivers, start your engines!
42 engines come to life here in Alabama to do battle at the Talladega Superspeedway, one of the crazier races on the Gatorade Cup Series calendar. And this one could be no different as the points battle coming down to it. Derek Hamill leads still in the point standings as he's done after every chase race so far this season. It's a 6-point margin over Sabat Oskin. Max Harrison is 9 points back. Cole Luigi 10 points back. Others down below like Brando and Lynn 11 points back trying to get in. Also don't count out Zach DeLello who's 12 points back. Those drivers decently close entering this race, and we'll see if they can leave even closer, if not on top, after Talladega. At the front of the field, the top 10 all non-chasers, led by Riley Sampson and Barrett Longwell for the start of the Gander Outdoors 500 at Talladega. But watch how the fan out on the start go 3 and 4 wide on this first lap, and we'll see who gets the jump to lead the first lap here at Talladega. As they come through the tribal to see the green flag in the 5th chase race of the Gatorade Cup Series season. The final Talladega Gatorade Cup Series race is underway. Green flag is in the air. Already 3 wide, about 10 rows deep in the pack. 3 wide for the lead at the front. Marshall Burrow to the inside of Stout and Sampson trying to lead the first lap. But Justin Zeidel up behind him as they race up to full speed here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Now Zeidel hangs left down to the inside. Hansel from Rodriguez in the 3, Cole Luigi the 54, trying to lead the first lap of the final Gatorade Cup Series Talladega race. Who will it be? Justin Zeidel on the inside does it in the 1. Start back around 7th place. He leads the first lap. Rodriguez moves up to 2nd in the 3 car. Cole Luigi the 54 up for 3rd. Here comes the 00 Noah Clifton, the 53 Jay Brando, as they try and get away from the pack behind because early cautions are a trend here at Talladega. So you want to try and get away from the mess behind because they are 4 wide already, multiple rows deep. Yeah, like Mills and Miller are kind of rubbing back there. Evan Hunter's in the middle of it, the 11. 4 wide now up inside the top 10 or so. Zach DeLello made the big move in the 52. Zeidel continues to lead in the 1 car. Code Luigi up to 2nd, but his teammate Randall looks to abandon him down to the inside for the 53. Eli Bright goes even lower in the 883 wide out of line. We'll look at the 4 wide further back in the pack as the one of Zeidel continues to lead here at Talladega. There's the pack screaming towards the start-finish line. Now off into turn 1. Look at that back there. 4 wide. Oh Noah Clifton trying to slide up into a hole to get out of, the middle of 4. Eli Bright making the move with DeLello and Wilson down the back straightaway. Now, DeLello moves out even lower in the 52, 3 wide for the lead. Ryan Wilson trying to go with him. That's 2 chasers on the inside lane. They're going to make it work. DeLello now leads at Talladega. And someone's going to become the first driver other than Zidell to lead a lap in this race. It looks like it's going to be DeLello here through the tri-oval. Now the field mostly 3 wide. They're starting to calm it down just a little bit here to complete the 3rd lap. 2 chasers lead the way, DeLello and Wilson. Now to the bottom 3 wide comes Max Rossi in the 20. Laura Chung behind. Won the last race. Looking to win another one here in that 66. 48th Anthony Hernandez moving up. TJ Hanley from the back of the starting grid. And right behind Hanley, Osgood and Luke Rainey starting the last row, 41st and 42nd. It took them 3.5 laps as we have a car in the wall hard, and they're back up and look at Jake Galloway's in the air. Upside down, it's a massive one at Talladega. Eli Bright's upside down, Galloway flies down the bank, and Derek Hamill, the points leader, is involved. Hamill maybe minimal damage, Galloway definitely out, the 38, 88, 17. DeLello the 52 back in front, Rossi second, Hernandez third. Or should be Laura Chung third. We had a few cars in the inside wall, but then they wrecked at the top. Look at the one of Zidell. There's Hamill, but 48 Hernandez got a lot of damage. I don't know how many chasers got damage in that, but Hamill was one of them, the points leader. As the pack spread out, yellow is out. We'll see what happened as some cars got near the inside wall, but Jake Galloway and Eli Bright took massive rollovers here in this crash at Talladega. So here's what happened towards the back of the pack. Andrew Miller and Bibby Ruiz right in front of the points leader Derek Hamill as they race down the back. This has nothing to do with what causes the crash. They make some contact in the middle of the racetrack, and they're going to come down across the nose of Chris Jericho on the 18, barely miss him, at over 200 miles an hour, hard into the inside wall for both Ruiz and Miller. Ruiz able to control his car, keep going straight. Miller comes right back up the racetrack, and the crash is already starting. Then he collects Derek Hamill. The only reason the 15 is in this crash is because the 38 collects him. While Hamill doesn't have too bad a damage, he is involved, has some damage, while many of the chasers back here were able to slam on the brakes and miss it. But it was Andrew Miller's, the 38, doesn't flip over luckily, but it was the 38 coming back with the racetrack to really get the 15 involved in that. Now, at the front of the field, Anthony Hernandez, Eli Bright, Jake Galloway squeezing together with Hanley on the inside 4 wide, 48-19 make contact up the track, and Eli Bright, the one as Zidell, it's on from there. Eli and Galloway take hard hits. There's Hamill piling into it. Somehow, right at the back of it, Max Anderson, Cole Luigi, 2 chasers, slam on the brakes and get high. Derek Hamill gets some damage in the 15. But a lot unfolded here at Talladega for sure. I cannot believe that it was only the amount of cars that were actually involved. I mean, that should have been 15, 20 cars. Look at Rando, he's underneath the 88, he gets away. Max Anderson, Luigi slam on the brakes. But these cars involved, there's not many of them. Yeah, that is unbelievable that the amount of cars that were involved was as small as it was here at Talladega, because it was a big one. Zach DeLello, a chaser, leads us back to the caution flag. He's going to lead us back green this time by actually at Talladega, so we'll restart on lap number 7 with DeLello in control and the cars out. The one of Zidell, big for Jake Galloway, who has already not had a great chase to begin with, and this may be the catalyst to take him out of the championship picture. He's going to get 1 chase point out of the day. Eli Bright and Anthony Hernandez also have taken their cars to the garage. So we have 38 cars left running. One of them is Derek Hamill in the 15, but he is a chaser with damage. How bad is the damage? We'll go back there and see after we go through the top 10. So it's led by DeLello, Rossi second, Laura Chung third, another chaser Hanley fourth, another chaser Wilson in fifth. Second in points, Hoskins. Could be a big day for him, currently in 6th. Luke Rennie from the back of the starting grid up to 7th. Longwell's 8th. Yepes 9th. And Antoinette Charlbach completes the top 10. At the back of the grid, some drivers with damage. Miller, a lot of damage. There's Hamill. They've done a pretty good job repairing that car. Baby Ruiz has damage. We have Noah Clifton with damage. Jordan Stout maybe some slight damage. The 10 maybe some slight damage as well. Otherwise, Sampson up. So about 32 cars are clean and ready to go. Maybe 33, 34 or so. So we'll see how these drivers like the 00, the 37, the 15, and the 38 do. Can Hamill maintain touch with the draft and try and stay in it? Green flag back in there at Talladega. DeLello with the lead on the restart. Already that 15 looks a little bit slower further back in the field. Was it just a bad start, or is that car that slow? It might be that slow. I think Andrew Miller is passing him in the 38, and he is. Hamill is slow, the points leader. Yeah, the only thing he can hope for now is that crashes happen and that chasers are involved and he can gain those points. Down the back straightaway for the lead. Max Rossi pulling out on Zach DeLello. Laura Chung going even lower in the 66. 3 wide for the lead at the end of the back straight. Hamill's passing Miller back there, but obviously it's not a point because Miller's not in the chase. Hanley goes with Laura Chung as they battle through 3 and 4. Now Hanley going lower on Laura Chung. Ryan Wilson with TJ down to the bottom. 3 chasers lined up. Hanley, Wilson, and Oskin. Second in points, Oskin, a big opportunity for him to take over the points leader today. Yeah, a lot of cars now starting to lose touch with the draft, the main draft. As Hanley clears and leads at the back. Stout into pit road with an issue in the 17. Miller and Hamill have lost the draft. Clifton as well. Ruiz, Mick, Rolla, and Burrell trying to hang on barely, while Max Anderson and some others try and get away. Down the back straightaway, it's Anderson's teammate TJ Hanley leading the way. 3 wide to the bottom for Anderson and Charlebois. Oscar trying to clear but can't. He's on the outside, 3 wide. Charlebois the push from Anderson, Reed, Jose Mills, and Luke Rennie. John Beaver trying to sweep at Talladega. He's also on the inside of the 24 moving forward as they battle off 4. Anderson Reed looks for second, but now Mills wants second for himself down to the bottom, 3 wide. The one positive in this for Derek Hamill, even though he's at the back of the pack. Oh, there they go to the wall. I was just about to mention they could still crash. Evans, Yepez, and Jericho slam the outside safety barrier. The caution will come out, and Bibi Ruiz just clobbered the 13. And Jericho into the 37 again. Yeah, now watch these guys. Clifton and Hamill. They'll get high and get by. The yellow is out again. Oh, they're on the apron coming back. Evan Hunter's an issue or something on the 11 car. What is happening? Hunter back up. Staying out, so I don't know if it's because the pits are closed or if there was just some random issue on the 11 car, but it caused that big stack up back there. Hanley with the lead in the 22. Back to the second caution flag here at Talladega. I think that saved Jordan Stout. He'll be back on the lead lap. Yeah, he's still in the lead lap. He did not go a lap down, so that's big for Jordan Stout, who is definitely going to fall a lap down if not for this caution. So I was just about to mention the one positive for the 15 of Hamill is that last caution did not take out a lot of cars and they could still crash. Well, they just crashed. Unfortunately for Hamill, no chasers involved, but drivers like Jericho and Evans who are trying to get a win in this final Gatorade Cup Series season, they're torn up in turns 1 and 2. Let's go check out the reason for the second caution flag in the first 10 laps here at Talladega. Here's the reason for the second caution flag on lap number 9. Conrad Evans, Diego Yepez in the middle, sliding together, and they're going to make contact. This is not the first time Evans has taken a hard hit at Talladega. They get up the track. Rossi slammed into the wall. Chris Jericho spur tube got low and barely missed it, I do believe. Now the 95 to 13 spinning around here, and Diego Yepez is going to come off the wall with Evans. There you can see Burrow and McMurrola getting low and getting by the 13 coming off the wall. Bibi Ruiz sledgehammers the 13 hard. Then Ruiz slides at the banking up against the outside safety barrier, but doesn't make contact. But he's going to make contact when the 18 of Chris Jericho comes in and just runs right into the back of him. So a lot of hard hits in this one to bring out the second caution flag in the first 10 laps here in the Gander Outdoors 500 at Talladega. It's been a crazy one so far, but somehow only 2 chasers have had issues here today. Hamill and also the chaser out Jake Galloway. And that crash kind of came out of nowhere, and unfortunately 3 Toyotas involved. Jake Galloway also out, so really, the Toyotas left, Anson and Charlebois, Evan Hunter. That's bad for them because with only 2 of them and, a pack full of Fords and Chevys, they might not have much help out there. We'll have to see, though. So the yellow is out once again here at Talladega. Stout able to stand the lead lap. Hunter, whatever the issue was, looks like it's fine now. But it's TJ Hanley, a chaser, in control. He's won plate tracks before. Looking to win another one here at Talladega. TJ Hanley with the race lead in the chase race in the Gatorade Cup Series Talladega Gander Outdoors 500. green flag on lap number 12 here in the Gander Outdoors 500 at Talladega. Chaser TJ Hanley now in control of this race, as some more cars out like Baby Ruiz, Chris Jericho, and Diego Yepes leaves us 35 cars on the lead lap, with Jordan Stout trying to maybe claw through the field back there. Some of the damaged cars like Miller, Hamill, and Clifton has to get by along with Conrad Evans and Max Rossi to try and maintain touch. We have about 30 clean race cars, 29 ahead of the damaged cars, the last of the kind of cleaner race cars, the 10 to 21. We'll see if they can try and maintain touch with this lead draft. As it's Hanley out front, Mills in second, John Speedford looking for the Talladega sweep in third, Randall is fourth, and Luke Rennie is fifth. They have Brian Wilson sixth, Zach DeLello seventh, Anson and Charlebois, Anderson Reed, and Bruns make the top 10. Washington 13th. Does Evan Hunter get going, or is there actually an issue on the 11 car as we come back down to take the green flag? There it is. And we're back on lap number 12 here at Talladega. Hanley with a nice jump in the 22. Mills right in his bumper on the 47. They schooled Buford on the restart. 24 did not get going at all. Here comes Randall in the 53. Whoa, by the way, was underneath the flipping 80, and if he let Brett under the first yellow, Randall able to maintain now with his teammate DeLello pushing him up to third place. That's amazing that these drivers that were back near that first big accident, they can maintain. Stout and a roadblock back there, so he's going to lose touch with the draft because he's stuck behind two damaged cars that are side by side. Speaking of side by side, Mills goes low on Hanley for the race lead here at Talladega. So Mills will take it away from TJ as they battle off four, but a big run from Charlebois and Reed coming in the draft. 3 wide for second place. Anderson Reed all the way to the bottom in the 77. Evan Hunter moving on this restart so far. Looks like the 11 is just fine. As at the front, Mills cuts off the nose of Charlebois. Hanley still on the outside. Reed on the inside. Mills caught in the middle, 3 wide. Yeah, that was a bad move out of Jose Mills going to the middle right there. Either go high or go low. He chose the middle. Bronson up to second, pushing Anderson Reed clear. There's Evan Hunter still maintaining in this draft in the 11 car. Stout still stuck behind some of the damaged cars. Evans, Rossi, Mick Morrill trying to maintain charge of the draft. So far, Marshall the last car in this lead draft in the 21. As it's Evan Hunter in the 11, up to second behind Anderson Reed as they come off turn number 4 again. And the one good thing about that last yellow is that it's buying some laps off of the board to catch lap traffic at the end of this race, right? You know, I'm sure the leaders are still anticipating catching some of those damaged cars like the 15 to 38 again, but if we get another yellow flag in a few laps, then it could end up being to where, oh, we might not catch any lap down cars at the end. Kukulan's trying to gain on Reed. Riley's Bridge narrowly involved in that last yellow flag. Here he is now up to third place as Kukulan moves for the lead down the back straightaway. Has up from the 43 Keyshawn Richardson. Chaser Max Anderson looks 3 wide out. Brandon Beal and his teammate Keegan Thompson move low with Anderson as it's Kukulan out in front at Talladega, and a few Fords lined up behind him trying to move their way to the front. And it's 2 chasers, Max Anderson, Brandon Beal. Max Anderson could see the points lead at the end of the day if things go his way. He's low. Behind, the pack scatters 4 wide. Cement Oskin, Griffin, Lynn trying to move low. Evan Hunter and Malachi Rodriguez kind of rubbing together as they race off to turn 1. Max Anderson clears the 42 and leads. Keegan Thompson up to second in the 41. See Oskin and Lynn, 2 more drivers in this championship fight now. They're moving low. Riley Sampson, the pole sitter, trying to move back to the front, but Code Luigi thwarts that plan. The Daytona, they're wrecking again at the back of the pack. Jeff Brent, some others are taking hard hits. The yellow flag once again at Talladega. Max Anderson leading them back around with Code Luigi in second, but another yellow, 3 in the first 15 laps here at Talladega. You can tell it's the chase race. Max Anderson all by himself will lead them back to the caution flag. Side by side for a second. Give it to Code Luigi on the outside. They were 4 wide. Can they sort that out is the big question. I think they'll sort out the first row 4 wide. Looks like they're back to 3 wide. So, yellow flag again. Laura Chung involved. Bronson Minnick. Fitzwater. Mills. I'm sure there's others on pit road. Jeff Bright took a nasty hit into the outside wall in the 9. I'm sure there were others on pit road that we didn't catch that probably had a lot of damage. Maybe not, actually. So, it was a bit smaller, but it was still pretty big. So, 3rd yellow in the first 15 laps is out at Talladega. We'll go see what happened. Another medium-sized crash into turn 3. Somehow, once again, in the middle of the pack, minimal cars involved in this one. Another 4-wide snare with Malachi Rodriguez giving too much room on the inside to drivers like Griffin Lynn. The 3 moving up the 34, the 6, the 8, all on the outside right here. 34 and 3 will make contact. They'll get up the racetrack, up into the 34. Laura Chung, spurred to barely misses. There's Fitzwater. He gets hit by Jeff Bright. Randall barely gets low. Jonathan Buford gets collected. Jose Mills slams on brakes and doesn't get much damage. So really in all, only about 4 or 5 cars get collected in this. I mean, it's insane. We're in the middle of the pack, and once again, the only chaser to really get involved in this, Jay Randall. I don't know if he even got involved. I think it's like the first crash where he was, yeah, he may have gotten a slight tap from Fitzwater, but otherwise, he's fine. That is amazing that once again, we had a crash middle of the pack and no chasers involved in this one. And even to Jeff Wright, not terrible damage. And Hanley DeLello did a really good job getting through that. That is insane. How many crashes we've had today and how few race cars have got collected them because, you know, everyone's just doing a really good job missing them. Another chaser leads the Gander R27 at Talladega. This time it's Max Ayrton, the Season 8 champion, looking to get back to victory lane in the Gatorade Cup Series. He leads at Talladega. We'll go with under 15 laps to go here in the 5th chase race of the season. Coming back green this time at Talladega, 12 laps to go. We take the green flag. 2 chasers lead, and it's 2 champions, Max Ayrton and Ko Luigi. Still the same cars out in the garage. Still the same cars left running. A few more with some damage towards the back of the field. Hamill up to 32nd, but still the second lowest chaser, as once again, no chasers involved in crashes besides Jake Gow and Derek Hamill so far here today at Talladega. And at the front, some chasers. A lot of them inside the top 10. Max Ayrton, Ko Luigi 1-2. Smet Oskin in 4th. Griffin Lynn in 6th. Go back to Evan Hunter. He's in 10th. Ryan Wilson is 11th. Brandon Beal is 12th. A lot of these chasers up inside the top dozen. But the big question, is Jay Randall's car fine? How will Jeff Bright get going? How will Jonathan Buford get going on this restart? Because there's some chasers like DeLello and Hanley back here that want to get away from the damaged cars and maintain touch with the draft because they know they will have a shot at the points lead. Green flag back in there again at Talladega. Max Ayrton, Ko Luigi get away. Longwell, great jump has to take it to the outside. The pack scattering around on this restart. Everyone trying to find ways to get going. Let's go back to that, you know, the 24, the 9. They got some damage on that crash. How bad will they be going here? You can already see the difference in speed. I think Hanley's going to want to jump high. Burrow and DeLello trying to maintain touch. They go to the high side. At the front, still Max Ayrton leading the 9, slowing the 24 and the 22 and some others. So Hanley might actually lose touch with the main draft. Oskin for a second on Ko Luigi. Ayrton continues to lead. Hanley's still stuck by 2 damaged Hendrick cars. It's been a bad day for Hendrick Motorsports here today at Talladega. All 4 of their cars damaged and crashes, 2 of them out. And here's 2 of them holding up some drivers like Hanley. TJ's going to get low, but I think he's out of the draft now in that 22. Mills as well. And Luke Rennie, I think, was back there as well. Max Ayrton, a massive lead in the 12 car. He leads with 11 laps to go. Can they sort out the pack behind to run him down? DeLello's moving. Why is he trying to pass Burrow there? They were in kind of an interesting scenario there because they're barely in touch with the draft. Them going side by side is not helping their case at all. Now they're trying to line up to run down Max Ayrton. Anson and drop on Ryan Wilson are trying to do it. Now Wilson pulls out for a second. Down the back straightaway. There you can see Hanley and Mills trying to maintain touch. Luke Rennie's back there and he's stuck in the 2 car. That's a tough break for Luke, who was looking to maybe use this race as a good springboard for a good result. Not going to happen, it looks like. Wilson up behind Anderson. Max still leads. Wilson now second. But now Kukula moves low with Riley Spurlington, who's barely missed 2 crashes here today. Can the 8 find victory lane again at Talladega like he did in the 1/1000th photo finish back in season 11? Line blocked him off for second place. Under 10 to go now here at Talladega. Hanley might actually still be in this in the 22. He and Mills got a great run here. We'll see. Spurlington for second. Moving out Kukulon. So far, no one goes with the 8, not even his teammate. It's going to be Evan Hunter to move low with them. Riley Spurlington has help, but once again, Max Ayrton stays clear of the 12. He's so far dominated once he's gotten out front. Can anyone find a way around Max Ayrton? And will that traffic play a hand in the ending of this race? Spurlington stays clear in second for now in the 8 car. Hunter up with them in the 11, but now Hunter might make a move for second. Hanley's back in the draft. He's in it to win it. Evan Hunter in the 11 up to second. He's had a dismal chase thus far, one of the lowest in points. He's tied with Brandon Beal towards the bottom. Can he and Beal both find ways to get enough points to get back into the championship fight? Back around to 8 to go at the line. Still two chasers. Max Harrison, Evan Hunter first and second. Reed is third. Longwell is fourth. And Zach DeLello now moving for a top 5 in the 52. His teammate Rando right behind him, who's once again narrowly missed a lot of crashes, but the 53 in it to win it. Brandon Beal moves low on him to make it 3 wide. 8 laps to go at the line for Max Anderson, Evan Hunter, and Anderson Reed. Reed for second, and once again, it enables Max Anderson to hold the lead in that number 12. Where are the lap cars? Miller's in 3 and 4. Hamill and Clifton have found drafting with each other, so if we're going to catch someone, it's going to be Andrew Miller by the end of this race. Mills is tantalizingly close to this draft, but not close enough quite yet. Reed trying to protect off Zach DeLello to keep second place. Max Harrison maintaining the lead, doesn't have to do much protecting because he's out in front, has not been challenged since the restart. 7 laps to go at the line. Does anyone have a fast enough car to get to Max Anderson? Reed and DeLello are trying. 4 wide, Longwell shoved out in the 62. 7 laps to go. Griffin lit up inside the top 5, looking to break a long winless streak in the Gatorade Cup Series. Code Luigi, winner of 3 races this season, back in the championship fight and might get back to victory lane here today. His teammate DeLello moves out for second place, but no drafting up so far with that 52. And Mills has now definitely lost touch with the draft. Well, DeLello's drafting up as his teammate. Here comes Code Luigi. Can the red rare cars find victory lane again? 6 laps to go at the line for Max Anderson in the 12. Ryan Wilson moves out on Code Luigi. DeLello trying to get down. I think he's going to be able to find Ryan Wilson. I mean, it's a whole bunch of chasers battling at the front of the field. Hanley now up inside the top 10 looking for a top 5. That 22 flying up. Could he be the one to challenge his teammate Max Anderson? Hanley definitely needs points. Down, I think, second lowest of anyone in the point standings right now, only ahead of Ryan Wilson, who's up in 3rd place. And you can hear Andrew Miller at the end of the back straight, gaining on him. DeLello gaining on Max Anderson using the draft. Not close enough for a move, though. Anton and Charles Bois inside the top 3. Moving low for 3rd on Ryan Wilson. Cement Oskin, second the points. Could be the points here at the end of the day. He's up inside the top 5 now in the 6. But they're all trying to chase down and pass Max Anderson. DeLello right on his bumper, but needs help to get by him. Maybe Anton and Charles Bois could be that help. 6 laps to go in the Gander Outdoors 500. Side by side for 4th place. It's Cement Oskin low on Ryan Wilson. Evan Hunter, Jay Renault, other chasers on the inside. Charles Bois look down to DeLello, thinks better of it. Can the 52 get the push he needs? No, because the 96 moves low first. For 2nd place, and once again, Max Anderson wards off the threat. But the next threat is in his windshield, not his mirror. It's the lap car of Andrew Miller. Up the road, being caught within the final 10 laps. Where will he go? Who gets by him? Anderson moves low. Is he going to stay low? Miller stays low. Now Anderson goes high. Miller goes high. 96 looks low. Then 12 gets around the outside. But now the inside man Central wasn't run. The Toyotas move to the front possibly. Anderson gets down barely. 38 in the middle lane. Outside, inside, moving along. Miller holding up drivers like Reed, Hanley, Jones, Ryan Wilson. Griffin Lynn trying to get low. Hanley's going to get low in front of him. 4 wide, trying to get around the lap car. Code Luigi's holding in the 54. So some chasers back here. I think Hanley and Lynn should be able to maintain charge, but I think Code Luigi might be out of it. Maybe Ryan Wilson. We'll have to see. Code's definitely out of it now. Miller is driving so erratically around that 54. I wonder what the issue is there, but Code Luigi might be out of it now. Back to the front. Still Max Anderson. Hunter up to 2nd. Kugel on 3rd. Charles Bois is 4th. 3 laps to go. The next lap cars are off 2. We might catch them on the last lap. The field's so spread out now. How can they come together, and who will do it soon enough? Code Luigi out of it now. Miller really hurt his chances at a really good point stay. It's going to be a bad one. Hunter trying to stay clear in second as Kukulon looked to pass him. The 11 will get down. 2 to go at the line. This win could mean so much to Evan Hunter, who's had a really bad chase. If he wins this one, 15 points go his way, and it's a big turn in the championship. But Max Anderson entered third in points, 9 back of Derek Hamill. A win for the 12 means he could be the points leader. 2 laps to go at Talladega. Mentioned after that second crash, the Toyotas only had 2 left. Well, they're both inside the top 3 now, nose to tail. Will Charlebois be able to help Hunter out? Hunter's in the chase, Charlebois is not. Down the back straightaway. White flag this time by. 2 chasers at the front, Max Anderson, Evan Hunter. Then Zach DeLello the next chaser, Jay Randall the next chaser. Brandon Beal another chaser trying to move up here, but they're all single file behind Max Anderson. Charlebois for second, and unless someone holds the 12 up, it's his race to lose at this point. But lap traffic is ahead. They're just entering one now. It's Clifton and Hamill. Anderson takes the white flag. Side by side behind him. He's dominated the second half of this race. Ever since the third yellow, he's been the man out front. Can someone find a way to him as they come off 2 for the final time? Down the Talladega super stretch. There's Clifton and Hamill both ahead. How will they play into the end of this race? They're side by side for a second. Anderson needs to find a way around this traffic. Charlebois trying to get low. Kukulon trying to stay down there. And he does. Will they catch the traffic? Max Anderson's the dominator here today at Talladega. They come off 4 for the final time. 3 wide for second place. Anderson now into the travel, catching the 00 and the 15. But it might be too late to the checker flag. Max Anderson reigns supreme at Talladega. Well, that was perfect timing for Max Anderson to catch those lap cars because it happened right at the checkered flag. A dominant win for Max Anderson and a big shot in the championship as Anderson, big points towards the points lead. Hamill very low in the order, and Anderson with the win. Might be Max Anderson's points lead after Talladega as we go check the finishing results and the point standings. Here are the finish results from the Gander Outdoors 500 at Talladega, the 5th chase race of the Gatorade Cup Series season. 3 caution flags all came in the first half of the race for 6 laps, and only 5 leaching to 6 different drivers led the laps, and it's all because Max Anderson absolutely dominated the second half of this race, led the final 16 laps uncontested, and Chaser Anderson, the new points leader, wins here today at Talladega. Sebastian Kukulon ends up in second, Anthony Charlebois in third, Riley Swerto and Malachi Rodriguez complete the top 5. Another chaser, Evan Hunter, ends up in 6th, chaser Jay Randall 7th, chaser DeLello in 8th. From pole, Riley Sampson gets 9th, and Brandon Beal, another chaser, ends up inside the top 10. So if I'm not mistaken, that means that we had 5 chasers inside the top 10. Oscar, another chaser, got 12th, Griffin Lynch, chaser 13th, TJ Henley, chaser, got 16th, Ryan Wilson, chaser, got 18th. So inside the top 18, we had, I do believe that's 9 chasers. 9 chasers ended up inside the top 18. And we had 10 chasers inside the top 21 because Kodalucci got 21st. So imagine if Code didn't get held up by Andrew Miller, the lap car, we possibly could have had 10 chasers inside the top 18, 17, 19 positions. I mean, that's just how you know, a lot of the drivers got involved in crashes, but only 2 chasers got damaged from crashes. They were Derek Hamill and Jake Galloway. Galloway obviously out of the race. Hamill, slower car, ended up in 33rd place, and Galloway obviously out of the race, ended up outside the top 40. He finished down in the 41st position in that number 19. So tough break for Jake Galloway, who's essentially now basically out of the championship fight, and a bad break for Derek Hamill. Luckily for him, he built up a decent points, and he's still second in points. As we look at the points on the right side of the screen, Max Anderson, with his second straight highest chase finish, moves into the points lead. He has a 4-point advantage over Derek Hamill, who is now down to second in points for the first time in this chase. Matt Oskin is still up inside the top 3 in points. He's third, but he's only 5 points back. So we have 3 drivers now within 5 points of the points lead. And you look down, there are some other drivers that maybe think they have a decent shot. Jay Randall, the runner-up last season, only 7 points back in 4th. And in 5th place, Zach DeLello, he is 9 points back, so he might also have a shot. Also watch even below him for some drivers, like Griffin Lynn. He may be 11 points back. That's definitely manageable in the final 5 races. Even below him, watch for Kodalucci and Evan Hunter. They may be 13 and 14 points back respectively. But once again, 5 races left in this championship. Still lots of time to make that up. And then down below them, on the cusp of maybe, questionable, are Beal and Hanley. Brandon Beal 17 points back, TJ 21 points back. That's going to be very, very hard to make up. And then below that, Jake Galloway, Ryan Wilson have not had the chases at all whatsoever. For Galloway, his one lone bright spot last race at Richmond where he got 10 points. But for Ryan Wilson, it's been dismal. His highest chase finish was last race where he was the 8th highest chaser. Here today, 9th highest chaser was his 2nd best. So it's not been the chase for Ryan Wilson, not been the chase for Jake Galloway. And we'll have to see, who's all involved in this championship fight as we enter the second half of this chase now. Derek Hummel dominating the first few chase races, but as of late, Max Anderson, really good momentum in that number 12 car. Does he have what it takes to be the only multi-time Gatorade Cup Series champion, or will some new face, like someone like Evan Hunter, Jay Randall, Zach DeLello, Matt Oskin, Derek Hamill come out of nowhere and steal this championship? It's going to be fun to watch the second half of the chase to see how it all plays out. It's going to be another crazy racetrack for chase race number 6 as we go racing at the Kentucky Speedway for the KFC 400. I'll see you guys then.